Welcome to TRS Clips, India's fastest learning portal. Make sure you subscribe, make sure you hit that bell icon. So, ma'am, my first question to you is not to you, it's to the little girl inside you, because I feel like our inner child never dies. So, for that inner child in you, why did you choose to get into public service? Like, there must have been some kind of seed of inspiration somewhere. So, I want to hear about that firstly.
Well, I knew that the position in government is a position of influence where you can get things done. Because I saw my father getting things done. My father belonged to a very influential family of Amritsar when I was growing up. And he was a go-to person. My grandfather was a go-to person because they were influential. And what did he do? To help others in need, because people would approach him for help. And I was as a teenager watching it, listening to it. And he would call up the superintendent of police. He would call up the collector and get things done, which were right. Of course, my father was only supporting what was legitimately the due. And I used to see him getting things done, but also justice happening. So it settled in my mind that the go-to people are the people in government and those in public service in these positions. And when I grow up, I too can get things done. Why can't I also be one day, be in public service, where I can also be of help to others? I can also do what my father is getting done through somebody else, but he's getting it done. He's getting justice done. So I started to see him getting justice delivered, justice done, but expedited. So why can't I be that person to whom he's calling, who would be delivering justice? Right? So I love this. It settled in my mind that why I would one day grow up also to be that person who can get things done and does justice. See, two things. Get things done and do justice.
Yeah, I hear you, ma'am. That's the emotional core behind, I feel, your entire life's journey. So now the question is not to the inner child, it's to the woman that you've become now. I believe that when you look at the life of any person, I used to believe that we become more of ourselves until a friend corrected me and told me that no, you don't become more of yourself. You become more of what the world paints onto you. And as life progresses, you keep learning, you keep evolving, and you become something that you weren't at the beginning. So I want to ask you the same question now. When you look back at your life, were those two emotions fueled? And I'm sure they were. But how do you look back at those two emotions now? Justice and, can I call the other one power? Like, you tell me, what would you call the other one? How do you look back at all this? That's the question.
It's been an amazing growth exactly of these two. Constant justice getting done. And also constant getting things done. The areas expanded, geography expanded, departments divided, beneficiaries expanded, everything expanded exponentially as I grew in my positions, as I grew in experience. I could get things done because of my learned experience. So the more I learned, the more I could use my power of influence, my power of position. I realized how brilliantly power was such a beautiful responsibility, how you can get things done. In fact, in my acceptance speech, which would come to the Magsaysay Award, when I made an acceptance speech when I got the Magsaysay Award, I said policing is the power to correct, power to do, and power to get things done. This is my speech I wrote and spoke at the acceptance speech in 1994, 31st of August, when I got the Magsaysay Award in Manila, when I delivered it in Manila. It has become one of the well-known speeches in memorable speeches. And it flew out of my heart. And it is exactly getting things done and the power to correct. And positioning of power to correct, power to do, and power to get things done. I think it grew exponentially.